a lot of interviews this morning, and a lot of people are very, very much buzzing about Gooding. You guys have really blown people's minds this weekend.
Thank you.
What has it been like? I know is this your first time at Sunset Sessions?
Absolutely, yeah.
So what has that been like, and what makes Sunset Sessions so special now that you've actually experienced it?
That's a great question, and we've just been talking about that we had, it's one of those things where you have a couple of days and you feel like you've been there for months, and yet every minute of it's been a blast, you know. I mean, I think we're going to leave, you know, Sunday and be like, can we go back to San Francisco? I think one of the things that makes it really special is the quality of not only just talent, but people. Everybody's been incredible. There's just a lot of passion here. You know, I've noticed a lot of people, I mean, they truly are, they're really about the music. And the format, you know, that the radio folks are pushing AAA, it's got a lot of range. And we're a band that, you know, we grew up playing all kinds of music together. I mean, we met, you know, 7th grade, and we love, you know, blues, rock, you know, classic, all these things. So we've always had, you know, some different elements, and love soul music, all these things. AAA, the format really takes all those things into account. So it's been a really good fit for us. We've met some great bands, the Parlotones, Anna Rose, Alpha Rev. I mean, just been some really good people here. So we're having a good time.
I love that. Well, you know, for the audience that hasn't heard Gooding,
yeah,
tell me a little bit about how you would describe your sound and your vibe.
Absolutely. We say rock and roll from the plains because we're all Kansas boys. We've been in LA for a few years, but you know, it's really that thing of, you know, you grow up and there's not a whole lot to, you know, to do when you're in a city. Wichita, Kansas it's a big city, but it's, you know, there's not the same amount of bands coming through. And so we just hid out in the basement and just worked and always been writing songs, and got a little 4-track, and, you know, like everybody else, just, you know, putting everything down over the years. And so, you know, what's really come out of that is a lot of touring. You know, we weren't one of those bands that got the big major label deal. We've really built our career slow and steady, and really tried to keep it about the music and about the fans. And what that does is, more and more every record, I feel like our live energy is getting into the record. So I would say really high energy rock and roll.
You guys have been nonstop for 8 years.
Yeah.
It's freaking crazy to me that anyone could do. That's amazing, and dedication, and just true artistry. So tell me how you guys have balanced that out as far as having like a family life and then your career being on the road all the time, and if it's even existing, because you made a face like it's probably non-existent.
Yeah, you lose some good people on the way. You gain some great people on the way. You know, patient family members and partners. And you know, it's funny. There's like you have a few people at home that keep you strong, and that, you know, you're always going to make the phone call to and send the postcards. You know, we still like the postcards. Got to have the tactile, you know, hello with the, you know, cheesy photo and everything. But there's also kind of a road family. There's a few people, you know, when you get to that city, you might get a home cooked meal, and somebody's going to let you know you're not going to be staying at the Motel 6 or in the bus, and that, I think, really, you know, that it really galvanizes you. You feel like you're kind of doing it for them as much as you are yourself too, because that kind of belief is a really special thing. I mean, in any business, when somebody feels like, you know, your coworkers, you know, are with you, and it's like that in those cities. You know, it's crazy to call them coworkers. It's really like that. A lot of those people helped us build our bus. You know, we call it the Eco Bus. We run off of Frio. We're going to be putting solar panels on the top, little red on the side. You know, all the craziness. And you know, the work that was done on that was by friends of ours. They really, from the ground up, it was fan funded on Indiegogo, and so we, you know, it really is like kind of a tribe out there of people that help us keep this thing rolling.
I love that. I love that. Now, to say that you are musically talented is just unbelievable. Like, it's like an understatement. Watching you guys last night truly blew my mind. When you were playing that guitar, when you were rocking it I mean, it's just unbelievable how great you guys were.
Thank you.
How do 3 childhood friends go from Kansas to LA and learn all this amazing musicianship? How did this come about? How did this come about years upon years ago?
Well, I'll say for myself, I was kind of a geeky kid. I mean, I didn't really hit the parties very much, which you wouldn't know from 4 a.m. jamming with the musicians and, you know, drinking a little Jack Daniels. But a lot of woodshedding. You know, they say, you know, the jazz and blues guys talk about you gotta practice your instrument, and I just really loved it. I mean, a lot of years in the garage trying to learn the records, and a lot of putting the records on and trying to get the riffs. You know, just work. I mean, I think like anybody else into craft, just a lot of years and tears, I guess.
I mean, seriously, like, I thought your hand was gonna fall off. It was unreal. So tell me a little bit about maybe sort of some of the inspirations that you guys did grow up with, whether it be artists or maybe the city you guys grew up in. What are some of the influences that you guys have taken and sort of put into your music?
We'll go down the line there's a very interesting thing that happens. Our backgrounds, while I think musically we've built the same thing together, what we each use as grist for the mill is very different. So yeah, check this out.
Yeah, well, starting out, I was when I grew up, the TV wasn't on a lot in the house, which is a really, really great thing. I spent a lot of time with my mom played records all day long, and my babysitters played records all day long, and so I had I had a full gamut from classic rock and Led Zeppelin type of stuff to R&B and Aretha Franklin, and then my babysitter would come home and play Journey records and everything that was rock and roll.
You had a cool babysitter.
So
Yeah,
absolutely. So everywhere I went, it was I was inspired over and over, and I loved it. And so I got these drumsticks, and I'd beat on the couch, and then I'd go over and I'd beat on the pillow, and so I was always encouraged, which was a really, really special thing for me. So that it's
Important thing.
I had a lot of different musical influences, music style wise, and so it was really neat. It allowed me to really open up and spread out.
Yeah.
I'll go. I love hearing Aretha Franklin. Mine's quick. I saw Kiss at age 4. Gene Simmons, Breathe Fire. I've been screwed up ever since. Then my mom played classical piano, so I kind of had this blend of the whole rock and roll thing. And my dad being a DJ, back in the day. And then the other one would probably be Queen's Flash Gordon soundtrack. I heard that, so I've always kind of had this grandiose musical thing going on, which is straight classic rock. And I think that kind of comes out in our sound a little. There's a little bit over the top. There's also just a lot of roots rock in there. Get ready for this too. This is crazy. Guy listens to everything.
Yeah, that's big from pop to rock to everything, but the first time I successfully covered Metallica Master of Puppets on my guitar was the day I was like, you know what, this is something I might want to do.
Billy's the bass man, but he air drums. Whenever he's driving, you see him, he's got Slayer on it. I'm like, would you put a hand on the steering wheel, man? He's just over there going like this. I'm like, he's a bass player, but he's kind of the drummer. And then, next thing it's Bjork, and we're like crying this beautiful Bjork song, and then it's Slayer again.
Yeah. It's good to have that,
Whatever.
The funny thing that happens is that we'll be, rolling down the road together, and it'll be, Metallica or something. Billy is the best air drummer in the entire world. So I'll be
I can't play drums
with, we're driving on a late night drive, and he's going crazy. What is this? And trying to get close to listen to it, and I don't understand it. So I tell him that, I don't get it, man. That's just not making sense to me. And then he looks at me.
And he's so peaceful. He's like a Zen.
There's just a friendly back and forth.
Well, you guys have so many different musical backgrounds and different influences. I gotta say, and I'm not trying to put her on blast, but Anna Rose did say that her dream would be to go on the road for the first time with Gooding, and I'm not joking. So I would like to know, oh yeah, she is. But tell me who your dream collaboration or on the road stage performance would be.
Oh wow, how cool.
It's probably Kiss.
No, I love Kiss, but no. that is very cool. I tell you, I was watching the Grammys the other night, and a couple people that were hugely influential to me when I was knee-high to a grasshopper were on there. Seeing Sting sing again was very cool. Prince came out. We've seen some Prince shows. We actually got into his club after we played in Minneapolis. It's like 3 in the morning. They let us in. He was playing She's Always in My Hair, which is kind of a crazy piece. That was one of my favorite songs. He's up there. He's 4 feet tall, and he looks 20 feet tall when he's playing because he's just a freaking monster. And he had all his amps underneath this great face in him. You couldn't see him. And he had, and it's sad and stalkery that I know what his handwriting looks like, but he had duct tape on his pedal board, and it would just be colors and names like Sick, Purple, Winnie, like these just crazy names. And he would stomp on it, and like 3 amps would activate, and he would go into another solo. And I saw the face of God. So yeah, it was Prince. I would love to jam with Prince. I gotta say,
That's what we wanted our stage to do.
yeah, we were like, let's copy that. Like, we don't have any money. Like, well, I can do duct tape on something. Put some ramen in the coffee pot. And give it to we had enough duct tape. Prince. God, there's so many great bands. Black Keys are great. They would be, I think, a real good fit because they got to.
What's unbelievable is the platform that Sunset Session has put, because
Yeah.
Black Keys were playing here at the Sunset Sessions only a couple years ago.
Fun was just here a year ago.
Jack Johnson a
Yeah.
few years back, Jason
Yeah.
Mraz, Colby Calais. Literally,
It's
even Zach
amazing.
Brown Band.
Yeah,
It's amazing. So when we're looking back and you guys are winning your Grammy, and And I'm gonna say I was one of the first people to interview Gooding. I wanna make sure that we have this like down and firm. So I want you guys to look at the camera and say, hey ET Online, this is Gooding and you're at the Sunset Sessions. And you guys could do it any way you want, whatever vibe you want, but I wanna make sure to get that in. So I'll count you guys down, alright?
All right.
3, 2.
Hey, T Online, this is Gooding, and you're at the Sunset Sessions. Great to see everybody.
Love it. Thank you guys. That's a wrap.
Thank you so much.
You guys are amazing. Like seriously amazing.
You're just great. Thank you.
It's been, of course.
I appreciate it. Thanks. We'll see you guys down the road.
Oh, thank you. You guys are amazing.
You want to leave you some seeds and stuff too.
Yeah.